the President of Turkey, as well as the special envoy from the President of Sudan. So now, without further ado, I would like to call the special representative of the African Union, Ambassador Francisco Madeira.
Your Excellency, President Formaggio, Your Excellency Hassan Sheikh, President of Kenya, President of Djibouti, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, the representative, the Vice President of the Sudan, the Special Representative, Special Envoy of the Emir of Kuwait, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, my colleague ambassadors and representatives. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, it is with the great honor and privilege that on behalf of the Chairperson of the African Union Commission, Dr. Nkosazana Zuma, I salute the people of Somalia and you, Mr. President, Mohamed Abdullahi Mohamed Farmajo. The warm greetings and congratulations of our continental organization upon your election as President of the Federal Republic of Somalia. The people of Somalia have spoken on 8th February 2017, and through their representatives in Parliament gave you, Mr. President, a huge mandate to steer the destiny of this great country for the next 4 years. I also salute His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohammed for his statesmanship and for the good things he did for the people of Somalia in the past 4 years. As one of the founders of the Organization of the African Unity, OAU, and an active player in our union, Somalia is cherished member of the AU family. The continent has registered and will never forget the very positive role Somalia has played in the formation of our continental organization and as a host of the 1974 OAU Summit. Somalia's long history of unreserved collaboration with and support to the liberation struggles of the people of Africa has made us what we are today. The African Union is with you, Mr. President, as you take over your responsibilities and will remain by your side as you confront each of the many challenges currently afflicting your people. Your Excellency, since the deployment of the African Union mission in Somalia, AMISOM, 10 years ago on 6 March 2007, the AU has maintained a close and collaborative relationship with the Somali people and the Somali leadership in the creation of conducive conditions for long-term stabilization, reconstruction, and development of Somalia. We have come a long way in this endeavor, Mr. President. We recall with great satisfaction the great effort you, Mr. President, made as Prime Minister to mobilize the Somalia security forces to fight alongside AMISOM to liberate Mogadishu. Thanks to those efforts, Somalia security forces and AMISOM have made much progress leading to the liberation of this great city and the recovery of about 80% of South Central Somalia. This has allowed the government to expand the present and to expand its presence and authority to large swathes of territory beyond Mogadishu. It is this effort facilitating the movement of people and goods throughout the regions. It is increased flow of investment and provision of services. It is arousing Somali's enterprising spirit and the people's hope and confidence in a better and brighter future. More recently, Mr. President, these efforts have deterred Al-Shabaab and allowed for the electoral process to successfully take place in Mogadishu, Baidoa, Adado, Johar, and Kismayo without any security incident that could be attributed to these insurgents. This success, Mr. President, could not have been possible without the immense sacrifice and dedication of the Somali National Security Forces and AMISOM troops and police contributing countries of Uganda, Kenya, Burundi, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. The quality of vision and leadership you, Mr. President, have provided as Prime Minister will be critical in the shaping of events to come as you strive to support the Somali National Army and the Somali National Police Force to transform into a robust, operationally capable force. Your skills and your leadership, Mr. President, will be critical as you seek to build and strengthen state institutions to ensure the presence of government authority and the expansion of functioning and effective state administration throughout the country. Your excellent leadership, Mr. President, will remain critical as you seek to create mechanisms that can allow policymakers to address correctly and in a sustainable manner the problems related to land ownership, power and resource sharing, promote dialogue, interclan mutual acceptance, tolerance, and reconciliation. In your effort to identify and address the grievances that take young men and women of this country to slide into violent extremism and radicalization that lead to terrorism. As brothers united in a common struggle for the restoration of peace and stability in Somalia, AMISOM remains by your side, Mr. President. Your Excellency, I wish you great success as you do so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador. Aad iyo aad baa u mahadsan tahay danjiraha. Waxaan rabaa inaan halkan ka sheego in ay halkan joogaan in ka badan 124 dal oo u yimid caleemasaarkan iyo 1200 oo qof ka badan ay halkan joogaan. I want to announce that we have over 124 countries represented in the ceremony today, and we have over 1,200 people in the hall right now. So thank you for your patience. I ask our speakers to speak less than 5 minutes, please, so we can get the program as quickly as possible. Now I call on the EU Special Envoy to the Horn of Africa, Ambassador Alex Rondos.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Your Excellencies, Presidents of Kenya and of Djibouti, Your Excellency Prime Minister, Somalis above all, because this is your day. I bring you greetings from the European Union, and in specific, not just our leadership, but all the citizens of the European Union who throughout the darkest moments of your country in the last 25 years have stood steadfastly by you. And I say that in absolute sincerity, and that steadfastness will continue uninterrupted. Mr. President, as you begin your new term, we need to obviously recognize, above all, that when a transition of power occurs in a way that is exemplary, we start by offering our gratitude to your immediate predecessor, President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud, and to his predecessor too, President Sheikh Sharif. There is a continuity of practice now that must now be the tradition of Somalia. We welcome that, we encourage you in that. Today, as you confront new challenges, as the Somali people, whom you now must embody and personify, we wish to offer our total support. You have a moment in which there is great hope among Somalis. That hope is that every son and daughter of your country feel they can live in safety and security. The sacrifice of all those among your neighbors from the African Union, your brothers and sisters of this continent, is something that I hope all Somalis will come to remember with the profoundest gratitude, and that the time will come when Somalis will be able to make the same sacrifices on behalf of brothers and sisters elsewhere. Today also, your country is haunted by what could happen because of the climate. A drought stalks this whole region, and with it comes hunger. Therefore, embodied in you, but your fellow leaders, is how we can work with you to bring hope and take away the fear of hunger. It is before us. We are with you all. And finally, I'd like to say to you, I speak to you as a fellow head of state now and of government of a region. We would like to appeal to you from a deep tradition of Europe, which is from the rubble of war and catastrophe. We found a way to work with each other and to trust each other, because we decided that by breaking down those walls that were ones of hate within our countries and with our neighbors, the only way to do it was to begin to trust each other. If we can offer you one example, it is in all humility. Look at where Europe was. Look at where it's gradually come to. And in that spirit, Mr. President, if you can follow that path, and certainly with your fellow leaders, we can turn around and say, finally, we want Somalia to help us. Don't think of us helping you. God bless you. God bless your country, may I say. And the deepest and warmest greetings of all the people of Europe.
Matsantai, Ambassador Rondos. Thank you, Ambassador Rondos. I have just been informed